Any second now.
There we go.
There we go.
Bex slightly ahead of Oxylin.
Just a couple seconds.
Yeah, he's dropping some frames. He's
Yeah.
dropping just a few frames. Let's get the timers synced up best I can between the frame drops. He said he was dropping frames before the race started, so
Yikes.
yeah, I'm sure we'll see a little bit of that happening throughout the race here. But okay, I think I've got them both synced up, so so pretty good Spiral Mountains from the both of them so far. Both of them got the Klungo cutscene skip, which is really good. And we've got some RNG heading in here.
I gotta sync them up for me too. Yeah.
They're both pretty synced going into their Klungos. Bex gets a blue potion Klungo 1, not quite what she was expecting, I think. And Oxylin gets a red potion, so he's got a nice and safe.
Yeah. For a race setting, it's not really good to go for the egg shot for blue potion.
Yeah. Unless
But
you do it safe, but that's kind of slow because you have to wait and make sure the clone is there. But at that point, you may as well just be up there and just straight up rat-a-tat the right clone.
Yeah, and I think that's what Bex is gonna do. Which is a
Oh no,
smart
Bex
move.
is chasing the wrong clone. She's gonna hit the wrong one. Oh no!
No!
She didn't
No!
notice that the wrong clone was running the other way.
Oh.
That's one.
You can tell who the right one is because the correct Klungo is slightly brighter.
Yeah, the correct Klungo is like slightly lighter shade of green, but it's just the way it goes. So not a great start for Bex, but Oxylin on his way out with a 20 high 204 Klungo. So I mean anything can still happen in the second part of the race. Again, to note, Oxylin runs on the PAL version of the game, so he's going to be doing the old route, which does lose a minute to the route that Bex does. So, I mean, Bex is behind right now, but I mean, Oxylin kind of needs all the time save he can get over Bex in this race if he wants to pull out a victory.
Go Bex. Yeah, and Oxylin's also on the PAL version, which is just slower overall.
Yeah, just because of the native frame rate of the console. Most
Yeah.
PAL devices I think run on 50 frames per second instead of 29.997 for this kind of thing. So or actually I don't know what the downscale is for PAL because I know that's like 50 frames compared to 60 frames. No, Hag, you can't do plateau early on PAL because the number of units that Banjo jumps, like in the flat flip, is slightly too low in order to make it up. Yeah, sorry, 25. I forgot to cut it in half. My bad, Becoddle. So yeah, because you can't do plateau early, you need to go to Mayhem Temple first because you need that grip grab, which forces Oxylin to do the old route. So their routes are going to look pretty different up until they go to Witchy World, and then the routes will kind of converge together on hitting the switch for DCW.
Yeah, I think Oxylin's Witchy World route's also a bit different from Bex's. But...
Oh yeah, that's right. It would converge on warping to plateau because I forgot that on the old route, Oxylin needs to collect 2 Jiggies in Witchy World.
Yeah.
Or is it only one? I think it's only one.
Yeah, I think it's only one.
Yeah, he needs to grab the Dive of Death Jiggy, and then after he's done Witchy World, after he's set up the DCW, he'll open JRL, and then both of them will be the same after that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna look like Oxylin has a bit of a lead on Bex, a couple points in the race, but just remember that his route is forcibly much slower. So
Yeah, we won't know for sure until the end of Witchy World.
yeah. Well, we won't know for sure until they warp to Plateau.
Yeah. Ooh, Bex with that nice plateau early. First try. That trick's a lot harder than it looks like. Been
Yep.
feeling it a lot recently.
Bex has given me a list before the race of all the different RNG luck. Oh my God! Second try, GGM early.
Wow.
That was really fast. We won't unfortunately get to see GGM early out of Oxylin today, just because his route doesn't do GGM early. But we will get to see the Golden Goliath, and that's something that runners don't get to see very often these days.
Yeah. Unless they do 100%.
But yeah, Bex has predicted all the luck that she was going to get this run. Unfortunately, she's already wrong. That she got the wrong Klungo one, but
Rip. It's hard to guess exactly what you're gonna get.
yeah, especially since it's all random.
Yeah.
Bex makes all the jump to the notes, so ooh, but takes damage on the fall. Luckily,
Ooh,
she'll
that's-
have enough time to make it to the gate, but
Yeah.
just barely. Hitting the gate switch with a 4.
At least she made it.
Oxylin enters Mayhem Temple. His Mayhem Temple route is going to be much
Ooh,
easier.
Bex.
Oh no, Bex died. Oh,
I think
because
she-
she took an extra damage.
Yeah, because fall damage.
When she took the fall damage, when she lost the shoes, she must have forgot that you can't take 2 damage before you do the fall. So that's gonna put her
Yeah.
back. That's gonna put her really back. But at least she doesn't have to do all the notes again, so she can just run
Yeah.
directly for it.
When she jumped there, I thought she was gonna like do a flap so she wouldn't take damage, but I don't know. Maybe the game made her input or something.
Yeah.
Waterfall Cavern is really laggy, so it's prone to dropped inputs.
Alright, so like I was saying, Oxylin's version of Mayhem Temple is going to be much easier than the one Bex has to do. There isn't really anything that you have to do in Mayhem Temple that's that bad. Pillars is... You still have to do Pillars, and Pillars is probably the hardest part about the any percent route in Mayhem Temple. You don't have to do Prison Codes, so there's no luck involved in that. You don't have to do Jade Snake Grove early because you kick open the door with the Golden Goliath. So it's going to be very straightforward. But I mean, even with all the time saved, definitely losing that time in Waterfall Cavern is going to be hard to make up for Bex. She's going to have a pretty good rest of her GGM in Mayhem Temple in order to not fall behind when the routes converge later on.
Beck's getting a pretty laggy camera there. It's kind of hard to do camera manipulation there because sometimes the camera just doesn't want to move. Like sometimes when I'm doing that section, I can literally be holding C left and then the camera doesn't move at all.
Not quite, Go-Go. Dying there doesn't quite lose a full minute, I don't think. So I think she'd still be okay, but she did screw up the blue potion Klungo, so she might be... Like, with that, I think the two of them together, they'd be pretty tied. But, I mean, anything can happen to Oxylin, too. But right now, as it stands, it's anyone's game.
Yeah.
Oxylin walking the Golden Goliath down to kick the boulder off the flight pad.
Golden boy.
Yeah, in Tooie, the Mumbo face is definitely less blocky. He's got a very thick mask in Banjo-Kazooie, and it looks more like a face in this game.
Yeah, it's more thick in Kazooie, but I think overall it's sexier in Tooie. movement in fuel storage as detonator can be a little awkward.
Yeah.
At least she
Having to
gets the
double
death
back
warp.
to the note. Oxylin going back into his file, off to finish the rest of his Mayhem Temple. With the Beak Bomb segments, instead of Beak Bombing down, because he's already collected all the notes running up, he can simply Beak Bomb from the top of the pyramid directly to Flies and then drop down to Prison Compound, so route's very safe. Meanwhile, Bex has a pretty fast detonator levitation.
Gets her trademark Bex jump. And the waterfall jiggy there.
Bex jump, saving frames.
Saving frames that Oxylin can't provide us.
Yeah. Oxylin won't be doing detonation levitation either. Alright, Beck's on her way to learn Bill Drill. See
How
what
many
Jam
bonks
Jar
does
says
Bex
today.
think she'll get?
Beck said no bonks. No bonks.
Ooh,
So,
that's a bold statement.
yeah, it is. I mean, anything can happen with the bonks. I mean, look at the last race we had this morning. Hagenator having 3 bonks in his run, and Zaffication having another 2 bonks. Like, just it's definitely the most bonks I've seen in any of the races so far.
I think the most bonks I've ever had in a run is 2.
Oxylin jumping off of the snake to Death Warp as he doesn't have grenade eggs.
That was pretty close. He rat-tat wrapped really close to the ground there and almost looked like he was going to activate the snake, but
Yeah.
luckily didn't.
I've never had 4 bonks in a single any percent run Zaffication. I've had like upwards of like almost 10 bonks in 100%, but I've never in any percent. I don't think I've ever had more than 3.
6 in any percent? It's like almost every silo. Oxylin having a bit of trouble with Flies. Can be kind of hard to aim sometimes. Oof. Get it.
10's run should be highlighted. Before this race, I went to check and see all the matches that were happening. Oh wait, no, 10. Yeah, 10 should be highlighted. Oh no, Bex fell off the lamp.
Oh, she died.
Oh, she forgot to jump, or the jump input didn't
Oh.
happen. That's definitely gonna put Bex behind Oxylin.
Yeah, Oxylin's having a pretty good run. He's 16 seconds ahead.
Yeah. All he has to do left is pillars and the swamp jiggy, and then he's out of there.
Yeah.
At least Bex grabbed the warp pad at Mumbo's hut. Lots of
Yeah.
players just kind of jump over it, but it's definitely a good safety to not have to do that.
Yeah, in a race, it's good to just waste a couple extra seconds just to be safe, because you never know what might happen.
Yeah.
When she's doing power with running shoes, oh.
Yeah. And it looks like Oxylin doesn't do the pillars route. Yeah, Oxylin didn't go for pillars. He just went for prison code. So it looks like he's going to be grabbing either generator cavern or power hut basement in Glitter Gulch mine. I mean, pillars being harder on PAL makes sense, because if Banjo can't jump as high, then that makes sense. Because if Banjo can't jump high enough to do GGM early, or plateau early, so...
Yeah.
Oxylin thinking about his puzzle,
Ooh,
picking up that first piece. Ah, Bex bonked on fire eggs.
Bex is wrong again on her prediction, sadly. Fire egg bonk.
Yeah. Oxylin with the
conditioner
84
special.
GGM. I mean, it would make sense if pillars were harder on PAL. So Oxylin's going to be tackling a couple of puzzles here. He's going to open up GGM and then Witchy World and head off to GGM. He doesn't have enough Jiggies yet to do JRL because he's only been to one world instead of two. So Bex is on her way now to go open Mayhem Temple, and she's going to be quite a bit behind. I see on her splits now she's probably at least plus 2 minutes. So
Plus 2.5 minutes.
yeah.
I noticed she skipped her GGM split.
Oxylin having a little bit of trouble picking up the pieces and putting them where they're supposed to go.
Maybe you watch my puzzle tutorial. Kappa.
But he's getting them in there, so that's what counts, right? Oxylin with the 72 Witchy World puzzle. As Bex starts her Mayhem Temple.
Bex has told me she's done a lot of practice on her MT puzzle, so let's see what she'll get.
A 90.
90.
90 MT.
It's pretty good.
So Bex is done with the puzzles for now, and then she'll come back here to open Glitter Gulch Mine, Witchy World, and JRL all at the same time. Looking at where she splits on Open MT, she's plus 212 on her splits, so it's definitely not over, but she's going to have a very, very good Mayhem Temple in order to stay toe-to-toe with Oxylin.
And a good Mayhem Temple, and with the route she's doing is really tough.
Yeah. Mayhem
MT
Temple
very
is
relentless.
definitely the hardest part of the new route, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Asmi says in chat, didn't do the strat of hovering over the pieces and not doing anything like an iCups tutorial.
Yeah. That's how you do it. That's how you get a 91.
I mean, hey, you follow iCups tutorial and you can get a mid 43. You can get a mid 43.
Yep. All I have to do is get no bonks, first strike code, and green-blue Kongo potions. That's all it takes.
So one thing about the puzzles, Bex did give me puzzle predictions, and she did predict a 90 MT puzzle. So that's one thing she's got there.
At least she's staying in the 90s. Like, there's nothing worse, honestly, than 89 MT puzzle.
Yeah.
That's when I start to get a little depressed.
Bex doing the third person Jade Snake Grove early and makes it look like a pro. I can't do the third person strat.
No,
When I first learned to do GGM early, I initially learned it in third person strat because the third person, because that was just the way that I saw it done, and I was like, this makes sense. I can do this. And it was actually GoGo that came into my chat and was like, why are you doing this not in first person? And I was just like,
Oxylin, I don't know what he's trying to do there. I think he was trying to jump to jam jars.
yeah, he was trying to jump straight to jam jars, but little short on that. So anyway,
Yeah, I got an 88 MT in my 100% PB, so there's a free 5 seconds I can save.
yeah.
Right in the beginning, which is nice.
So Oxylin running up the... Oxylin has a very interesting GGM route here.
I honestly forget what the old GGM route was like.
I'm not exactly sure what he's doing.
I think he's going to Generator Cavern or Power Hut, or both.
Oh yeah, he's going to Generator Cavern. He can't go to Power Hut because the boulder's in the way.
Oh yeah, you can't bill drill it from
But
that side.
I guess he's skipping I guess he's gonna go to Cactus of Strength. I don't know. This is a really interesting route. I've never seen this before. Bex takes a little bit of a crash and tumble at her beak bomb down, but
Yeah, she forgot to use a red feather when she was at the top of the temple.
yeah. It's just one thing. When you beak bomb to the top, you can use one red feather immediately and then kind of wait for yourself to gain a little height from it and then beak bomb down, or you can use 2 feathers right away and immediately beak bomb down. But if your feather route is sloppy at Jade Snake Grove early, then you'd be short feathers for your Talon Torpedo maybe, but that's not the case for this, as Bex has already shown us.
MT early. Yes.
Oxylin choosing to get the Jinjo in the boulder before stopping the gate switch. This is definitely an odd route, I'm not gonna lie.
Beck's struggling with flies a bit as well.
Yeah, the old route didn't do build drill either, which probably means that he's going to be doing Cactus of Strength.
I mean, Cactus of Strength is a pretty quick jiggy, but...
No, there was no flies prediction. It was just bonks. She did predict second try code, though. Second try code. So we're about to see that out of Bex right now. As Oxylin swims to the end of his maze for the water storage jiggy. Or the caverns jiggy.
Oh, she could be right.
Unfortunately, no. We got a third try code out of Bex. Ooh, and she accidentally put the code in wrong. She forgot to hit star a second time. Unfortunately, star, sun, moon isn't the code.
Praise moon, but not in that order.
Yeah, so we got another fourth try code happening here.
Rip.
Meanwhile, Oxylin is just starting his detonation transformation. Dude, detonation is so much fun to rhyme in any percent. I think that was Mad Taz who first coined the term detonation levitation. That was a good day for Tooie. That was a good day for Tooie speedrunning.
What a happy family reunion.
Alright, Beck's on her way to pillars as Oxylin is on his way to set up the first bit of his DCW.
2.7 try code. Nice.
2.7. Alright, let's see if Bex can have a clean pillars like she did in her race versus Mumbo Token in round 1. Ooh, I don't know about that. Yeah, that was a little bit of a jump to the right. So
yeah.
having to
She probably could have made that if she started fluttering a bit earlier. But.
Yeah, it's hard to tell when you jump in the wrong direction, but I don't know. Pillars just doesn't like me.
Yeah.
But she makes it to the top, second try pillars. Noxylin saves and quit out of GGM, so he's done with GGM. But he's still got some extra stuff to do in Witchy World. Beck still needs to grab the Swamp Jiggy, and then she has to do a couple puzzles.
Yeah, she has to do all 3 puzzles. So. Nice build drill. Build drill for good luck.
Alright, Oxylin's got the treble clef. It's hard to tell what he's doing or where he's going just because of the frame droppage
of his PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
He didn't put any captions.
So Oxylin on his way now to learn Grenade Eggs from Jam Jars and Pine Grove, and Bex is on her way out of Mayhem Temple. So she's going to do all 3 puzzles at the same time here before starting her own Witchy World. So then after that we'll see how both players have fared in their own routes.
Yeah. Does look like Oxylin is ahead at this point though. But Bex's Witchy World is gonna be really short.
Yeah. All Bex has to do is just run around Witchy World, collect a few notes, learn a move, and then hit the switch. But I mean, Oxylin is almost the same. He's gonna be doing the same notes, I think, but then he's just gonna be getting Dive of Death as well.
Morning T-jump.
Oh, no, it looks like he does do Cactus of Strength. That's right. I forgot. If you don't do Pillars or Power Hut, then you need to do Cactus as part of your route.
Behold the power of the mighty Jimmy Wiggy. Don't you guys just love cutscenes? I know I do.
Hag, why not do Power Hut? I actually, like, I think it doesn't matter because you need the extra Jiggy here. To do both Power Hut and to do to do Cactus, you need Build Drill for both of them. I think the better Jiggy to get instead would have been Detonator Levitation, because with Detonator Levitation, I mean, you're already the detonator and you don't have to go to Jam Jars to learn the move. But I actually don't know what the old route was if you didn't do Pillars. The only person I can think of off the top of my head who ran that route was Conditioner. Oh, that's right, he can't do Levitation because it's PAL. That's right, I forgot. Yeah. Like, this is probably the first time I've ever seen an any % PAL run.
Separation.
Secret Humor Man did the Pillarless route. Oh, okay.
Who's
I haven't seen that race yet either. All right, Beck's finishing her Witchy World. She only has one more puzzle left to do. JRL puzzle, and then she'll be doing her Witchy World.
Yeah, who's SHM? I've never heard of this
You
streamer.
guys are dumb. Oxylin, after he resets on the Switch, he'll have to go do his own JRL puzzle. Firing a couple extra grenade eggs just to make sure the first one hits, which it did.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot Oxylin still has to do the JRL puzzle.
Yep. So looking at where both the runners are right now, it's really hard to say. I think that Oxylin is probably ahead of Bex at this point. Just because she is doing the puzzle, but it probably won't be by much. Beck's getting a 77 JRL puzzle. She predicted a 74. I didn't see what the puzzle times were on her GGM and Witchy World though.
GGM was an 86, I believe, and then Witchy World was an 80.
Okay, yeah, she called on her puzzles in 84 GGM, 78 Witchy World, and 74 JRL, so she did way better than she was predicting on all 3 of those puzzles, so hopefully that'll inspire a little confidence there. Oxylin running into Jiggy Wiggy's temple to start his last puzzle as Bex resets. Right now it looks like Oxylin's having a pretty good run. He's currently minus 32 seconds on his PB, which would be like a very low 28. Bex's PB is a 46.05 Hag, and Oxylin's is a 48.39. Um, last,
71 JRL puzzle.
yeah, 71 JRL puzzle out of Oxylin, so
Yeah.
losing a little bit of time on all of his puzzles.
Puzzles are hard, man.
But yes, Hag, this is very close so far. But again, I think just because Oxylin is having a really good run so far, he's slightly in the lead. I think he'll be back into his file pretty quick, and Beck still has to wait for the intro cutscene to finish after hitting her switch. And I think all the players have done everything that they need to up to this point so far, so the routes are going to converge after after Bex is done with Witchy World and Oxylin warps to Plateau as he enters his file. No, Oxylin already got the Jinjo treble clef. He got that treble clef before he went to go do his puzzles.
So yeah, I'd say Oxylin is like 30, 45 seconds ahead at this point. 45.
Yeah. Might be something like that.
Yeah. Roughly. Oh,
Yeah.
it comes down to sushi and eels.
The eels in JRL have actually been like super kind to runners this tournament, but I think the it all comes down to the Hag 1 too, because I mean both players could make mistakes in JRL and on the Hag 1, but it just depends if Oxylin can clutch it out and have good
Bex,
both.
does Bex have an eel prediction?
No. No, the only prediction that hasn't been seen so far is her Klungo 2, which she predicted blue, but she already got that on 1, so
Ooh,
Beck's having a little bit of a
ledge.
time. Yeah, at this point, I would have just grip grabbed the ledge instead of trying to beak bust up.
Yeah.
It's really hard to beak bust up on the other side of the signpost as well. Just with how the ground is and how the sign is. Alright, Beck's entering Plateau as Oxylin starts to swim around the octopus. We'll see how the octopus decides to, or if he can do it.
We having sushi tonight? Looks like he made it.
Yeah, makes it around. Hard to see at first, just because. Please have a look at this PowerPoint showing how to swim around the octopus.
This PowerPoint tutorial.
Yeah. So looking at the current splits timer, it looks like Bex is about a minute and a half behind Oxylin right now. So that's going to be a rough time to catch up on. Oxylin entering the eel lair, and he's swimming up. Ooh, it makes it past the eels. So
Escalators.
yeah, Oxylin is past the hard part as Bex just enters the water. Let's see if she can swim around the octopus just as well.
Yeah, I took French all freshman year of high school, so it's a nice little nostalgia seeing Oxylin's gameplay. All the French names of these locations.
Yeah. Alright, Bex makes it around the octopus just fine.
No sushi tonight. Well, maybe. There's still one race, but let's be optimistic.
So I'm looking at Oxylin's splits, and I didn't notice this at first because I was thinking like, man, these like they're really far apart. Like Bex is a minute and a half behind Oxylin, but looking at their current like times on their PBs, it actually looks way closer. Oxylin has a Ooh, Bex needs to go straight for the water or straight for the surface.
Oh, okay. I think
Oh,
she'll
she
be
makes
fine.
it. Good. Oxylin has, if I don't know where he splits on his DCW, if he splits on his entering the file or entering fuel depot, but he has a fairly long Hag 1 split.
Oh,
Oh, Bex gets another bonk.
two bonks.
Alright,
The
Oxylin
Eels
starting
won.
his green potion Klungo 1.
The Eels made Jam Jars bonk there. It was their revenge.
The eels whispered. Oh no, Oxylin. Oh dear. This is just the kind of thing Bex needed to catch up. Oxylin, if you go into first person and just start shooting eggs, you don't have to chase around Klungo.
You have egg game.
Yeah, egg aim is so much better than trying to chase them around because the eggs fly so fast and they're so good. Misses one phase on Klungo 2. This is it's mistakes like these that catch you up. He's going for it again and he gets it. Okay. Oxylin is finished his Klungo 2. Yeah, that was a lot of time loss.
Yeah, honestly, if Bex gets a good Hag 1, like,
Yeah.
she could possibly take this. She could probably bring it back, possibly.
But Bex could also get a red potion here, and I mean, she could get a green potion and do the same, but if she gets a green potion and does it well, she'll be looking pretty good to catch up. But again, Oxylin would have to make a lot of mistakes on Hag 1 for that to happen. He's still got quite a sizable lead here. Oxylin approaching his last Jam Jars silo.
Be a shame if he bonked here.
Bex getting a green potion for her Klungo 2.
Ooh.
Okay, and Oxylin makes it out of his race bonk free. Uh-oh, Bex is going to take the YOLO shot here. Oh no. She doesn't know where he is. There we go. Got lucky with one of the first shots. Yeah, egg aim is the way to go.
Egg game is the strat.
Yeah. Going into C up against Klungo 2 on green potion is really dangerous just because of like, I mean, dodging a potion and then going into C up it's just so easy to get hit by one of the potions. Like standing next to Klungo and just like shooting eggs like you do on the first segment is definitely the safest thing to do if you're unsure about exactly what you need to do. Oxylin setting up his Hag 1 cutscene. Bex goes to her last Jam Jars silo. And we're out of there. Only 2 bonks. But again, I say it every single race. Bonks always come to the people who are already tailing, so...
Who likes watching cutscenes 4 times? I know I do.
Yeah, looking at his splits here, it looks like Oxylin lost about 20 seconds to his mistake in Klungo 2, so...
At least they're in the same cutscene together, so
Yeah.
they're not that far apart.
But yeah, what I was saying before, it looks like Oxylin is going to split on his enter fuel depot. Unless he enters on his file right here. Nope, he's going to split on fuel depot. So Oxylin has a 7.5 minute long Hag 1 split in his PB splits. So, I mean, that's probably losing almost close to a minute if Bex has a decent Hag 1 fight.
Yeah, Bex is a sub 7.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sub 7 Haglin, so.
Yeah, it looks like
Ow.
it's close to like a 6:45. So, I mean, that's still a big time save if she pulls out some strats for Hag 1.
She told me she's been practicing her quick shots, so hopefully that practice paid off.
Yeah, Pal, the whole game just runs naturally slower, so I guess that does make sense that it would be a little bit slower.
Yeah, and that Hag 1 fight's really laggy, that part, so.
I love seeing the French text. Like, I've never seen any other version of the game other than Japanese.
Yeah, so if you memorize the text in English, this is a really good French lesson.
Alright, Oxylin starting his Hag 1 fight now. Looking at Bex's splits, she's plus 2 minutes and 50 seconds on her PB, so unless she has a really good Hag 1 and Oxylin doesn't, I think it's pretty sealed for this race. Oxylin finishing his 100 to 90 phase. Two phases is a lot to catch up. Yeah, Hag 1 can soft lock too, but I mean, the chances of that happening are so rare.
Rare, huh?
I've only ever had it happen to me once. Bex is aimed a little too high here. But she got the grenade quick shot to work. A little slow, but she got it to work. Oxylin taking his time, aiming at Hag 1, making sure to get every shot just right. He's definitely in a position where he can play absolutely safe, not make any risks.
Mm.
Bex noticing she was a little too high on the aim, so moving forward to kind of lower the aim instead of manually lowering herself.
That was a pretty good face.
Yeah. Oxylin aiming a little too low on Hag 1, but manages to adjust. As the mortars go in, starts the first of the laser phases, or the first battery phase.
I got a 622 yesterday without rapid fire. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
That
Take a
was a beautiful grenade quick shot out of Bex there.
Yeah, that practice definitely paying off.
Yeah. It's getting really nice shots. She's really low on grenade eggs though now.
Yeah, I got 622 yesterday. You can't hear me?
622 is like really good for like how you fight Hagwan.
Ooh.
Oh no, Bex is
Oh no, Bex.
panicking. There we go. She got it.
Okay.
Oxylin in front of the drill here. He's gonna take a little bit of damage getting past the lasers, but he definitely has the health pool to spare. Honeycombs all around.
Just shoot Grunty forehead. Yeah, Bex is catching up, honestly.
Yeah, starting the first of the laser phases. Oxylin with the very safe way to get around Hag 1. If you just walk next to the wheels, she can't ever catch up to you. But it's a little laggy.
Especially on PAL.
Yeah, especially on PAL, but it's definitely safe. Problem is when the phase ends, he's going to be very close to the drill, so he'll have to move back a little bit before he can shoot at Grunty.
Bex opting not to do quick shots anymore.
Alright, Oxylin going to shoot his second clockwork into the back of Hag 1 now. Makes it in. Frame draw king for the win. That's still rude. That's still rude.
The PowerPoint, man.
Yeah.
PowerPoint speedrunner.
So Oxylin just finishing up his second battery phase, and Bex is right in the middle of her second battery phase. They're pretty close still. There's still the fight to the death to happen.
I think Oxylin's gonna have to screw up a lot though for Bex to win.
The Uggers usually don't give you too much trouble, but needs to get a good angle on Hag 1 though. He was kind of at the back. Having a little bit of a hard time aiming at Hag 1 here. Oh, he finally got the aim that he wanted, but ooh.
Using blue eggs for the 40 to 30 phase.
Alright, so Oxylin sitting at 30 health. Beck's about to start her 40 phase after the cutscene. Oxylin trying to avoid the Ugger. Meanwhile, trying to avoid Grunty. Oh, he killed the Ugger. I didn't even see that.
Okay.
Pourquoi non? Pense que toi libérer le gaz toxique?
Parfum sonore gaz mustard. Mon préféré.
Alright, Oxylin getting an aim on Hag 1 for his final phase. Down to the last shot. There's only 7 blue eggs left. Ooh, taking a damage. Ooh, taking another damage.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, switching to fire eggs.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and he finishes with a 48-42. Oh.
Man.
Ooh.
And he golded Hag 1.
Golded Hag 1. Bex finishing with a 48-50. Oh my god, that was such a close race.
God.
Oh my
Is that
goodness.
The closest race?
I think that is the closest race at this point. Like, Bex's race versus Mumbo Token was just as close, but I think it was another like 5 seconds off or something like that.